So I trained, I did weddings and funerals within a few weeks of each other just because someone cancelled, and that was in 2018. It was absolutely the best start to my celebrant career. I'm now the Vice President of the Association of Independent Celebrants, and I send everybody that wants to train to Anne and her team because you cannot get better training. I really liked the fact that you had to pass an aptitude and a writing test. It wasn't just willy-nilly letting everybody on. I really liked the support you got the whole way through, the resources that you were given and the coursework aspects for your home learning. And then once you were on the residential, it was fantastic. The combination of the practical, of the classroom work, of being able on the funeral course to actually go to a crematorium and do a ceremony, the fact that you were examined at the end, and if you didn't pass, you were encouraged to come back and take that bit. I mean, obviously I did pass, thankfully, but it wasn't just sort of you pay your money and everyone just gets through. It is really a rigorous, thorough training, and it really has run by an organisation with good integrity, and afterwards then you get to also use the shop for the supplies, and there were I hope that Anne brings back, I know it was a bit like we had a convention and an award ceremony, a proper award ceremony where it wasn't a paid thing, it was like a proper valuing and awarding of people's good work. And yeah, you can probably tell I cannot fault civil ceremonies. They're amazing, and I think a lot of them, and I was very proud to be one of their students.
I trained with civil ceremonies 4 years ago to do my couples and naming course, and then I went on to do my funeral course 2 years after, and I haven't looked back. I've given up my full-time job and become a full-time celebrant. I am a regional representative for the Association of Independent Celebrants, and I love meeting everybody. I absolutely love my job. Funerals is most of my work, which I didn't expect, but it is. But I also do a couple of weddings a month just to keep the happy balance. The civil ceremonies have been fantastic support. I know they're always on the end of the phone, so that I can phone if I have any issues. I use celebrant supplies for lots of stuff, so that's really useful. The course was amazing. The distance learning was good, and there was lots of feedback and help if you needed it. And the residential was just awesome. Absolutely exhausting, but awesome. Top tip if you do it is book the Friday night so that you can sleep before driving home, which is what I did after the funeral course. So yeah, I would really recommend everyone there. They're fantastic, and again, you make friends for life. I got married last week by 2 of my colleagues that trained with me. So we've all stayed in touch and gone on to do further training together. So yeah, civil ceremonies all the way.
My name's Suzanne Nolan, and I trained with civil ceremonies in April 2019. I have since been a very frequent and successful funeral celebrant. At first I started part-time and then moved to full-time, and I absolutely love the profession I've chosen to do. It's definitely a vocation, it's definitely something I'm passionate about, and the training was definitely well worth it.
Now? Hi, I'm Sally Ingle, and I trained with Anne and the team at Civil Ceremonies, first of all in 2018 when I did my naming and weddings, naming and couples, and then I came back a year later to do my funeral celebrant training because I was so impressed with the standard of the training, the support that you got through the training, and so I was really looking forward and thrilled to do my funeral celebrant training through civil ceremonies as well. And since then I've established my own business. The funeral business and the wedding business are two basically separate things, but again, the whole team help you on how you set that up, and the support is ongoing throughout your journey, so I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kirsty Dowling. I trained with civil ceremonies in 2019. It's the best thing I ever did. I'm loving my new job. Hi, I'm Ali Monroe. I trained with civil ceremonies in December 2019, and I wish I'd done it 20 years ago. I love it so much. Hi, I'm Sally Ann Best. I trained with civil ceremonies in 2019. It's the best thing I ever done. It's been life-changing in so many ways.
Hello, I'm Sue Bowen-Peters. I did my civil ceremonies training in April of this year, 2022. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was absolutely exhausting, intense. I came away from the course thinking, I can't do this, I can't do this. I took a week to reflect, went through my notes, and then I was really up for it. And then I was able to walk into all the funeral directors and know that actually I've got something that they needed to have. So I really recommend it. Go for it.
Hi, I'm Hannah James. I trained with Sue and with Jane, who you're going to see in a little minute, and they've become friends for life because the whole process was such a bonding experience. We learned together, we're supporting each other, and we're all going to go forward as amazing civil celebrants because of the training that we had.
Hi, I'm Jane Lupton. I did the training with the ladies and some others, and I couldn't do this job without the training. It was absolutely fantastic. I've done my first one, I've got the two to do, and I've learned so much and enjoyed it so much as well.
My name's Deborah Horner. I trained in civil ceremonies 4 years ago. When I first started out as a celebrant, I really used the fact that I trained with civil ceremonies and how professional they were and how we kept updated with our practice, and the funeral directors really took very well to that. And the Facebook group and the support from civil funerals when I first ceremonies when I first started out as a celebrant was amazing, and just help with scripts, it was fantastic. So I have been incredibly busy for the last 4 years, so much so now that I'm asking Barbara what I do because I have too much. So thank you for civil ceremonies.
Hi, my name's Louise. I trained with civil ceremonies about 4.5 to 5 years ago. It's the best thing I ever did, and I would recommend it to anybody.
Hi, my name's Talia. I'm here with my colleagues that we all trained together, and just to let you know how fantastic the training was, really set us up ready to go out there into the world of work as a funeral celebrant.
Hi, I'm Cheryl, and part of the group as well. The training is so comprehensive, it's challenging, but you'll come out of it feeling really confident, so go for it.
Hello, I'm Jenny, and I was also on the course in February with these lovely guys. The course was the most informative. You couldn't ask for any better training. I feel totally confident now in going out into the world of celebrancy.
Hi, I'm Katie. I was with the class of 2022 as well. I've just done my 11th funeral with 4 more booked in. The training was incredible. Brutal. There were a lot of tears, but it's definitely up here. The training is brilliant, and it does set you up, and while you're doing your services you do remember things that were said.
I'm Barbara. The training was hard, but very rewarding in the end because I met all these great people who supported me throughout.
Hi, I'm Alison. I was also part of the February class of 2022. Like everybody said, the training's intense, it's comprehensive, but it sets you up to be a very good celebrant, and I'm just on my 16th ceremony, and everybody I've met has been so happy with the services delivered, so thank you to Civil Ceremonies for setting me up. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Andy Christon. I'm from Teesside. I did all my training with Civil Ceremonies, absolutely brilliant training. Started in the business 4 years ago, never looked back. It's been an absolute blast, amazing. Thank you.
My name's Claire Bradshaw. I'm based in Stafford. I've been a civil celebrant now for 5 years. I trained with civil ceremonies in 2017, having come from a similar background of registrar, birth certificates and marriages. I've absolutely enjoyed the job. It's amazing what flexibility it gives you, but also it's one of the most rewarding jobs. I can honestly say in the 5 years that I've been a celebrant, it never gets any easier. It's always that pressure to get it right for families, but to be able to do that for families, it feels such a privilege. It's a very privileged job, and it feels very, I feel very special to be able to do such an important job for a family. I've never looked back. So.
Hello, my name is Shirley Harris, and I'm a fairly newly qualified civil funeral celebrant. I qualified at the end of last year, 2021. It involved about 12 weeks, I would say, of online learning. You're sent a massive pack and you work through at your own pace, but you need to keep at quite a good pace. The information pack is fantastic. I mean, you learn everything you're ever going to want to know, I think, about funerals. You submit each module, you get feedback from your tutors, and that was really helpful. They tell you if you need to look at anything again or give you advice. Then you move on to the next module. When you finish all 20 modules, you submit that. Once that has been accepted and passed, you then book yourself on a 1-week residential course, which was fascinating but really, really hard work. Not because the content is too difficult, but because the pace every day is really fast paced, and we were warned of that in advance. But you have very long days and you have to really keep up with the work. So my advice on that would be, do your homework each night, read your folder ready for the next day, and prepare yourself. I think preparation is the key, and that actually prepares you for the role. So did the week, felt really tired afterwards, and then a couple of days later I had a phone call from Anne Barber to say that I passed, and I was absolutely thrilled. I couldn't quite believe it. And then really the hard work begins, because what you need to do then is introduce yourself again to local funeral directors, get yourself an interview. I made myself a sort of presentation pack to say who I was with all of my certificates, and from there, luckily, so far I've had 9 funerals, working for 2 different funeral directors, and I absolutely love the job. I've met some wonderful families, very different every single one. Worked at 2 different crematoria so far, and the staff have been really helpful. So you don't need to worry about it. You are apprehensive at first, particularly about pressing the buttons and getting everything right, but actually it's a wonderful job. The difficulty I think is going to be, it's a quite slow start. It's about, I think, getting yourself known by funeral directors, getting your marketing right, but I absolutely love it, and I'd recommend anybody to do the course.
Hello, I'm Nell and I'm a civil funeral celebrant. I trained with Civil Ceremonies 2 years ago and they were really supportive of me. It was during lockdown when I was training, so I didn't get to do the in-person residential, and they made arrangements for us to do that online instead. But nevertheless, it was really helpful, informative, supportive, and at a later date we then did a 1-day almost one-to-one session with Anne, so that we got to experience working in a crematorium and delivering a service. So I feel that Civil Ceremonies are a great organisation, that they give ongoing support. I know I can pick up the phone anytime if I've got a question. They also do some nice products as well, so enjoy. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Hayley Harris. I trained with Civil Ceremonies in 2021, around about July, in a very hot week, and the training was excellent. I did the distance learning first, of course, then the residential week, which consolidated all that, and really made me feel like, yes, I can do this and I'm ready to go. Although I didn't start straight away, I started in the autumn of 2021. But I'm pleased to say it's going well. Really, really happy with my choice of career direction and change. And really confident about what I'm doing thanks to the training. It couldn't have been possible without it. I wasn't prepared to go and do something like this without having a thorough grounding behind me, so that was really helpful.
Hello, my name's Susan Flipping and I'm a celebrant from North Kent. I trained with Civil Ceremonies back in 2017 because I needed a change in my life. I was in a job I wasn't very happy with, and I just felt that I didn't want to be remembered at my funeral as the person doing that job. So I changed my life completely and did the training at Civil Ceremonies along with a brilliantly talented team of other people backing her up. What I learnt there was not only about celebrancy, it was also learning something about the teamwork that goes into preparing a really unique, loving, really meaningful ceremony. And I hope I've taken that into my work ever since. So I now work as a celebrant. I work mainly with funeral directors, although increasingly some families are coming to me directly, which is really lovely. The funeral directors I work with, I like to think, trust me because I was trained in civil ceremonies and because I'm also a member of the Institute of Civil Funerals, which is another guide to the standard that I hope I always achieve.
Hi, I'm Maria Holman. I trained with civil ceremonies in the summer. I started practicing in March. I just did my 10th funeral yesterday. I love it. People say to me, how can you work around death? And generally those people are family who've just spent the last 2 hours talking about the life of their loved one. And it's the most life-affirming thing I've ever done. And I absolutely love it, and I would thoroughly recommend anybody, if you do it, to do the training, the NOCN, because you really do need to know your stuff so you can help the families. But it's a wonderful thing, and I absolutely love it.
Hi, I'm Caroline Waters and I'm the Celebrant lady. I became a celebrant, or decided to become a celebrant, in 2016. And I trained with civil ceremonies, and it's been the best thing that I have ever done. They are so supportive, the knowledge that they impart is amazing. And my first funeral, I might have been a tad anxious, but I knew exactly what I was doing. So much so that when I've been asked to do weddings and naming ceremonies, I went back to civil ceremonies and I retrained to do that. And that was exactly the same, except being somewhat of a different language, but I got used to that. And now I do everything for my families, and I couldn't be happier. And my job as a celebrant is wonderful.
Okay, so I'm Claire. I trained in September 2018 with civil ceremonies. At the time I was working as a teacher part-time, and for a couple of years I did both jobs sort of side by side, and then as we went into the pandemic I decided to be a full-time celebrant, and that's what I've been doing since August 2020 up in Shropshire, and I absolutely love it, dealing with all the different families and giving them that support at such a difficult time. It's always a privilege.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I did the Celebrants course late last year, and I launched my business about November last year. It's going okay. Getting established is the main thing. Getting a few in, getting a few recommendations, getting known, getting yourself out there. What I will tell you about the course is the most fantastic thing is the questioning techniques when you do the meeting with the client. Because learning, open questioning, learning how to structure the conversation to get the most out of your opportunity of meeting the room is the basis of doing a fantastic unity, and you learn that on this course.
Hi, my name's Tracy and I trained with civil ceremonies earlier this year, 31st of January in fact. The course was hard work, but well worth every second. I've done my first funeral already. I've got another 3 planned, which are family funerals, and I was always told on the course, you'll hear our voices in the back of your mind when you're standing there behind the lectern, and it's absolutely true. Without the absolute intricate training and all the tips we were given and the practical training and everything, it's really given us a good platform to continue doing this fantastic work.
Hello there, my name is Tony Mather. I'm a funeral celebrant who trained with civil ceremonies back in 2018. I have to say, it was a wonderful experience from start to finish, from the distance learning to the actual learning on site. It was just fantastic, and you know, it's made me the person I am today. So we're able to do the services. Can't thank and the team enough for doing so much with me over that period. I would recommend it to anybody. It's well worth taking on. I did actually have some help with the loan payments. So you know, it's well taking advantage of that, and you know, you come out the other side to a very fulfilling career.
My name's Lindsay, I'm from Leighton Buzzard in Bedfordshire. I trained with Civil Ceremonies in July last year for naming and couples and in September for funerals. Been working ever since. I've done quite a few weddings now and I'm on funeral number 60. Absolutely loving it. I've made a living out of it and it's not just a living for me, it's a way of life. I absolutely love working with families. I've made lots of friends and yeah, definitely the best decision that I've made.
My name is Kirsty Anderson. I am from Liverpool and I trained with Civil Ceremonies last year as a funeral celebrant and I've been working ever since. I loved the training. It was so thorough and the trainers were so experienced. It was wonderful. I'd really highly recommend them. And I feel like it really set me up for work actually, to be able to go out and kind of hit the ground running as soon as I qualified really. I would highly recommend them. Being a funeral celebrant is the best decision I've ever made.
Hi, I'm Judith. I trained as a civil celebrant in 2016 after a long career in the NHS, and I wanted just to continue helping people in a time of need. And I find it really, really rewarding. It would be wrong to say I enjoy it, but it is very rewarding next stage to my life and to many other people's lives, and well worth doing.
So I trained with Civil Ceremonies initially on the funeral course it was 2 years ago yesterday I was accepted onto the course. So I qualified in the end of November 2020 and I did my first funeral in February 2021 and I'm just about to do my 70th funeral. So it's not been super busy, it's been steady. I loved it, I loved the training, I loved everything that I learned about doing funerals. And I think it went above and beyond just learning about being a celebrant. We learned about the whole of the funeral industry. It's fascinating. And beyond that, I went on to do the couples and the naming ceremony course, which we managed to do in person. The funeral one, because we were in lockdown, was on Zoom, which was rather difficult. But doing the one on the residential in person with other people was fantastic. And I've got my first wedding in 2 weeks' time, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I've got a naming ceremony booked in as well. So anybody's considering training with Civil Ceremonies to do it, it's really professional, well worth the money, and I've loved it.
Hi, my name is Andrew Fairweather. I trained with Civil Ceremonies 2 years ago. I've had 20 years experience in the funeral industry and took a chance on trying something completely new. The training I received at Civil Ceremonies was fantastic and the support they gave me all the way through was brilliant. It's transformed me. It's been the best 2 years of my life and there's been no looking back.
A new career as a funeral celebrant is so fulfilling and you'll be able to bring aspects from your previous lives and previous work into your new role with the help of CCM.
I thoroughly enjoy working as a celebrant. It's the most rewarding job I've ever done. The training is second to none. You get everything you need. Just do it. It's rewarding. It's fabulous. And the company is fabulous and help.
My name's June Chapman. I trained with Anne at Civil Ceremonies 3 and a bit years ago now, coming up to 4. Time flies. I concentrate mainly on funerals, although I did both sets of training. The actual funerals bit is the part that really interests me. Does it sound bad to say I really love doing it? I just love to be able to get to know the family and to talk to them, and some of them are so giving and they give you lots and lots of things. Some of them are not quite so giving, but then hey, everyone's different. So I've been really busy during lockdown with funerals, and I find, obviously I've not been in the industry that long, but I find certainly in the time that I've been doing it, more and more funerals are asking for celebrants, and that is really the part that interests me the most. I've been really busy. The training was amazing. The resources we ended up with afterwards, I still refer back to, and I love going off on a tangent and doing all the research. I've just doing one next week for a lady who was born in Italy. but lived in the UK all of her married life. She actually had her funeral at the very beginning of lockdown, so they were only allowed 6 people. But now her family want to have a big celebration, so we're doing a memorial service, and there's over 100 people coming. But I've gone off on a tangent and done lots of research about the town in Italy where she was born, sent the script to the family, had it approved yesterday, and the first, "We're sure you didn't know her, Mum? It sounds like you knew her," and that's the best bit. I love that bit.